Hi, how y'all doing? It's July the 20th, 2025. Here in Ontario, Canada, the skies are blue and cloudy. Alright, it's high about 24, 25. So, doesn't feel like a bad day so far. Right? Yesterday, the energy, the Schuman was at 25. When I woke up in the rise, my ear was ringing loudly. My ears were ringing loudly, like they are today. It hasn't stopped. At 4 o'clock, around 4:30 in the middle of the night, I woke up, and for some reason, and one of the felines were sitting in my doorway, staring at me, right? And I was like, I wonder what's up. Why did I wake up for all of a sudden and I don't have to go to the bathroom, right? And then I was like, okay, she protected me, and I went back to sleep. And then I woke up around 5 or 6, and she's sitting on the back of my chair staring at the door, the closet door. I was like, okay, right? She moved closer. And then I woke up late, shortly after that. I went back to sleep and woke up again. I've been dreaming like crazy. Um, Last night, the only part of the dream I can remember is this woman grabbed this owl by the neck, right? You know what I mean? I don't know what she was doing with it, but she had it right by the neck. I'm not sure what that signifies. I'm going to have to look up the spiritual meaning of owls, right? And grabbing something. When I rose yesterday, I felt the energy was a bit uncomfortable. I wasn't sure what to do, what to think. I had icky sensations all over my spine, my head, my butt, my legs, right? So I sprayed myself up with my spray, right? And decided that I was going to do something today. So I figured I should take my truck for a drive too, right? So I went to my favorite Mary Jane shop, picked up some supplies, and then I drove to the next town over because on Facebook I noticed this woman. She runs the healing room, right? She had a shop on the main street here in town, and then she disappeared because it was too expensive. She had she rented a little, like, what the heck, a shed that they use, right? They had a bunch of sheds set up and rent them out in a park down the next town over. And she was there. She's closing out, so she was doing a discount thing, right? 40% off. So I decided I'd go down there because I needed some white sage and some incense. So I drove down there and talked to her, right? Got my supplies. And she was telling me how she's the teacher, the leader of the spiritual church here in Bracebridge, right? And I was like, okay. I said, yeah, I heard about that. I said, you had a woman that used to work in your shop, a tarot card reader, right? And she goes, yeah. Right? I said, yeah, we talked about it. She says, I was too advanced. I wouldn't fit in because I'd want to teach because they're not as far ahead as I am, right? And she goes, oh, yeah, yeah. She goes, no, no, I'm not the teacher. She says, I'm just the leader, right? And I was like, okay. And I was, how many people, right? That kind of stuff because I don't do crowds. And she told me. And then I said, so are you a coven? And she said, no, no, we're not a coven. We're a church, right? I said, okay, I don't like that word, right? So I went online and I found her on Facebook and I started looking through her stuff. And the posts that she posts are all from the witches' corner, right? And I was like, they're not a coven, but yet they're following what witches do. I told her, we're not witches, right? We're wise women and wise men. There's a difference. And she seemed put back by it for a minute, right? So, yeah, I don't think I'll be going to any of their meetings. I said to her, maybe I'll go, I'll check it out, right? But yeah, once I researched her a little bit more, I thought, maybe not a good idea, right? Because the first time when the tarot card reader I met from her store suggested the church, I had a weird feeling about it, right? Something was off, and I said, no, no, I wouldn't go there. For one thing, it's run by the Rotary Center, right? The Rotary Club, which is a satanic organization, you know? So yeah, I've changed my mind about that. I'm not gonna go. I guess I'm an army of one, right? Except for when my friend passes around, or then we're an army of two, you know? So yeah. Yep, the energy was weird again yesterday. Still a lot of anger in the air. I'm not feeling it today as much, but I'm probably not gonna go out amongst them either, unless somebody in the hood here decides to malfunction, you know, or my son comes home and it's in him. Yesterday when I woke up in the rise, had a message on my phone because I turn off my phone at night. I take off the Wi-Fi. I don't put on any data or nothing. Put it on mute, and I just put it away because I'm not getting woke up. I'm not going to be able to do anything in the middle of the night. So yeah, I'll figure it out in the rise when I get up. Turn all that shit back on, right? I had a message from one of my sons, my third one, that was in trouble with the law, right? Because of his ex-girlfriend making an allegation, right? And it seems to be going well. We got him out on bail, and he got himself a lawyer, and the lawyer told him, "You don't even have to go anymore. I'll go for you," right? So, yeah, right? See, none of that stuff's legal anymore or lawful. The judges, the lawyers, the police, nothing. All their contracts have been pulled, right? But they're not giving up the fight because they're the minions. They think they're in charge, right? So, yeah. They'll find out, though. They will find out because they were told to leave and they didn't. They were told to quit and they didn't. So the only thing left is treason, you know, against humanity. So yeah. Anyway, so I have a message from him, and he's saying that I don't know. He hasn't been talking to me. He's mad at me, right? Because I told him off on my birthday, and I have both two of my sons, right? And did not impress me. And he says, "I don't hate ya. I love ya." He says, "But what happened when I was young, growing up? Uh, I've been talking to his aunts, my sisters, right? Both his aunts, my mom, his dad, read all the court documents, right? So tell him what happened." And I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about. Since you're talking to everybody else, you tell me." And he hasn't got back to me, right? So the energies work from the dark is working through him to get to me, right? So weird. It really will. Because, like, I haven't been perfect. I'm the first one to say that. I've made lots of mistakes. That's how we learn, you know? Mistake. So start over and shoot that stuff again. Take another shot. You know what I mean? And, yeah. I just thought that was different. I phoned up with my firstborn and talked to him about it and asked what kind of a shape was he in when he texted me this at like 11:30 at night. And he goes, he was drunk. He came home drunk. And I was like, okay, right? Trying to get me in the lower emotions, my root chakra, blame, shame, guilt, all that stuff, right? But I'm not the same person anymore. I've changed. I've let go of it. You know, everybody else has to do their own shadow work to let go of stuff. And realize we were all programmed, folks. So redo your program, you know, delete old programs, start new, better programs, right? If we're living in a computer simulation. So, yeah. We're the weighty crescent today. What's that about? A moon phase, right? Reflect and prepared action. Reflect. I've done that. I just did it. I'm not the same person anymore. I've grown a lot, right? prepared action. Get ready. Get ready to get ready, you know? Because the new moon comes in another 4 days. So maybe start making your intentions now, before the new moon, of what new starts you want to have. Maybe. Right? Probably not a good camera angle. Everything's good today, though. I'm not sure what the Schuman is. My ears are still ringing. I have a pressure in my head when I woke up. The crown and the first eye. Alright. How's everything else? My foot's bothering me. Even when I went to the chiropractor last week, he said it was really, really tight, right? He's like, I said, yeah, it's been like this since 2022. You know? And he was like, let me work on it. But yeah, he didn't do much to it. It's so tight, it's just like the muscles have just grabbed the ankle kind of thing. Toxic muscle syndrome. Alright? It's a new term for me. The rheumatologist gave it to me when he diagnosed me with the fibromyalgia. Alright? I'm pumped all the time. Even my ankles. Isn't that freaking weird? I don't like it. Okay. Anything else happened yesterday? No, I had a quiet day. I didn't talk to anybody. Nobody called me. I just, sat here, watched YouTube. Made supper and watched YouTube and went to bed. Alright? I had a good sleep last night. I only woke up twice. Once. Alright? I woke up on the wrong side of the bed too in the middle of the night. I don't know what I was doing over there. Alright, because I have a double and I only sleep on one side. But yeah. Alright. Every day we set new positive intentions more than the day before. Every day we're more protected than we were the day before. Every day our ancestors help us out more than the day before. I love you all's consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye.